early on. They don't follow the system, yes, but what else? What's the number one thing that happens when you go after your dreams? You get rejected, okay? The first thing that happens, you go after any big dreams. If you look up anybody who's ever gone after any dreams, that people around them, there was a resistance and a form of rejection toward it. Yes or no? Listen, I don't care. Anybody in human history went after anything. So with this philosophy, what we've done, we've taken the rejection out. You guys understand you can never get rejected when you share this philosophy? How many guys understand this? If you understand this, you understand how big of a deal it is. And we're going to give you tools to use it, okay, when we're there. But let's get into this. So, and here's how I basically bring this up. I say, look, when I'm talking to someone, I say, let me just share the screen. Vishnu, can I write with my finger or is it hand or what is this thing? Okay, finger, okay. All right, all good. So let me give you an example. So if I show you two people, okay, and let's just say both of these people, they have a mortgage. Or let's just say three people, they have a mortgage. Okay? And the mortgage is, let's just say they have $1 million mortgage. Okay? And you got person A, and this person A, I actually do better when I type. So I'm going to type. Okay, I can do it faster. Would you agree? So here we go. So think about this. So you got $1 million mortgage or $1 million debt, and then you got three different people. Person A makes $50K a year. Okay? Person B makes $100K a year. Person C makes $500K a year. So here's the question. Who's going to be able to pay this house or this debt faster? How many guys agree C? Is there anyone that would say no, it's A? Would you guys agree like 99% of people would say what? C, okay? So, say, okay, great. So, here's then the question. Is the problem the debt, or is the problem is people don't know how to multiply their income? Which one? Would you guys agree? People right now in our society, they do not know how to multiply their income. They know how to add to it, but they do not know how to multiply it. Yes or no? Okay? So, and if I want to multiply my income, if I want to have time and money at the same time, so far nobody can argue with what I just said, yes? If I want to have time and money, and I want to have time and money at the same time, every one of you guys know this, okay? There's only two ways in the world that somebody can have time and money at the same time. Would we agree? Number one, you have a lot of money. You have a lot of money and you invest it. You have $5 million, you invest in real estate, Bitcoin, stocks, and so on. And then you live off the interest, and that gives you time and money. Yes or no? Can anybody deny what I just said? Okay. Did I say anything about our business? No. Okay. Now, the only other way that they could have time and money, as a matter of fact, we're here in Fort Lauderdale. When you go here, when you see any house that's $5, $10 million, this will be how they make money. Okay? The only other way is to have a business that is system-driven and it's multi-handed. In other words, it's a business that's run off of a system and somebody else is running it. Yes or no? Okay? I remember we took some of the guys on the tour right here on the water, and the captain, he was telling us what everybody does. And we got to this house, and it was a beautiful house. I said, he's like, I know the owner of that guy. And all of our, I don't know who was with us at the time, and I think Ray was with us. I said, hey, what does he do? You know what he said? He said he has those places that the dog goes to, and they, help him, what do you call them? Animals go to, what do you call them? Not shelters, like they're sick or whatever. Huh? Yeah, what do you call it? Vet spaces, okay? And I said, yeah, okay. I said, oh, he has one of those? He's like, no, he has about 60 of them. I said, oh, okay, got it. Okay, so what does he have? A multi-handed, system-driven business. You understand what I'm saying? Now, can anybody deny this? that if you want to multiply your income, if you want to have time and money, you either need to have a bunch of money or you need to have a system-driven, multi-handed business. Yes or no? Can anybody deny this? Nobody can deny this. So this is the education that people need, because guess what everybody needs right now? Everybody that we talk to, they need to multiply their income. So think about, you got a product that everybody needs. How many of you guys understand what I'm saying? 100 years ago, only one person worked. Then what happened? Then two people have to work. Then what happened? Both of them have both two jobs. How many of you guys know somebody who got two jobs? They got this, and they got this, and they got this. And they're barely making it. And you're like, oh, nobody's interested. What are you talking about, nobody's interested? Okay? They just don't know. How many guys got it? So what we do, the first part of this philosophy that we have, which is education on how to go from single-handed income to multi-handed income, and no one can deny it. Yes? Okay. So let's move on from the first one. The second part of this education is the fact that people should be saving at least 10% of their income. Minimum. Now, can anybody deny that? No. That they should save. And it's just that it's a matter of priority than anything else. Do people pay their taxes, yes or no? Why do they pay it? Why? Why do they pay it? Because they have to. You understand what I'm saying? So it's never that the fact that person doesn't have the money is that it's not, they don't have to put it aside. You guys understand what I'm saying? If it was a have to situation, they will all do it, yes or no? As a matter of fact, that's the only good thing about 401k. Right? Because the person does not see their money coming in. They don't see it, they don't spend it. Yes or no? How many of you guys made less money and you thought when you make more money, everything's going to be great, and then you make more money and then you still got nothing left? Is that everybody in the U.S.? Yes or no? Okay? So it's never making more money problem. It's the fact that people don't treat this 10% like a do or die mentality problem. Okay? So can anybody deny that it's important to save money? No, nobody can deny this. Okay? How about, can anybody deny the 3 rules of money? What are the 3 rules? Getting a good return. Can anybody deny that it's important to get a good return on your money? Are you going to talk to somebody and say, hey, it's important to get good return on your money? They're like, man, I don't agree with that. I think it's very important to get very little money. No, right? Nobody can deny this. How about, what is the other rule? Not losing money. Yes or no? Can anybody deny that not losing money is important? Nobody can say, man, no, I love losing money, man. It's just, there's a rush. You know, I feel great when I lose the money. No, nobody can deny that. Yes or no? How about the last rule? See, there's 3 rules, right? There's get a good return. Then there is not losing. What's the last one? Yeah, not paying taxes legally on the gain of your money. Anybody's gonna deny that. It's like, man, no, I want to pay some extra taxes. I'm just so loyal to our country that I would like to pay extra. As a matter of fact, I called IRS the other day. I said, hey, you guys took a little, not too much. So I would like to volunteer to give you some more. Yes, anybody? No. Would you guys agree that everybody would agree with what we just said? Nobody can deny what we just said. Okay? So how about the 3 goals? So there's 3 goals that we're trying to achieve in this section. Okay? One is what? Income protection. In other words, it's important to protect your income. Yes or no? In other words, the next one is income replacement. In other words, it's important to save enough money so the interest on that money can pay your expenses. Can anybody deny that? Okay. And lastly, generational wealth. Do a lot of people want to leave a legacy? Yeah. Do a lot of people love their kids? Yeah. Yes or no? Yeah. So this stuff, these 3 goals, these 3 rules, and this 10% that we have around money, Nobody can deny it. So far, so good, everybody? Okay, so let's go to this, Matthew. So, by the way, how many of you guys are talking to people about this? Okay, how many of you guys are talking to people? It's like, look, what we do, how we're changing the game, how we're changing the country is by doing these three things. We're doing education. Our obsession is education, and it's education around these three areas. Why you got to have a system-driven, multi-handed business, why you got to know your money, and lastly, last one, my favorite one, is what? Self-improvement. Self-improvement. Why, if you want to have your own business, can anybody deny that if you want to have your own business and you want to have it, you're going to really build a big company, you need to know leadership? Can anybody? No, nobody can deny that you need leadership. And leadership is different than management. Just because you have 10 people working for you and they were getting paid, that does not mean leadership. Leadership means people follow you when they don't have to. Okay? They don't have to, they still follow you. That's leadership. Can we all agree most people do not have that ability? Yes or no? Okay? Well, if they don't have that ability, and the fact that they want to have a multi-handed business is nothing but a pipe dream. In other words, you ain't going to have it unless you're willing to learn this. Now, let me ask you another question. Is there any business that does not sell anything? Have you seen a business that doesn't sell anything? They're like, we're just here. Okay. But then, do most people like to sell or don't like to sell? They don't like to sell. Is that true? Why? Because their perception of selling is doing something to someone, doing something wrong, being pushy, or things like this. Instead of helping people, making a decision that's good for them. That's all sales is. It needs to be honest, it needs to be genuine, it needs to come from the right place. Yes? Okay? And it's an art, it's a skill set, it's a mindset that comes with it. Yes or no? Okay. Now, do most people know how to put systems together? No. I was just talking to a guy who's starting a coffee shop, and got a couple of coffee shops going on right now, and he's struggling. He's struggling. He doesn't know how to bring the right people so they don't leave, how to create a culture for his company. All of that stuff is important when you're building a company. Yes or no? Yeah. Okay, this is something that nobody can deny. You guys with me on this? And people need this more than anything else. Yes or no? See, everybody got what? Entertainment budget today in America. But nobody got what? Self-improvement budget. If I say, hey man, there's a concert going on, you know what I mean? And I bring all your favorite, singers, whoever they are. I get Celine Dion and Madonna and I don't know, Jay-Z, and give me your favorite one, whatever your favorite is. If I say I got a convention for you, okay? Dallas, Texas. All of these guys are going to be singing. They're going to be signing autographs. You can take pictures with them. There we go. I'm in. Chance of a lifetime to go watch another person win. That's what that is, right? You go watch another person win. Yes or no? Everybody's game in. They got the money. They can figure out the flight. They can take a day off. No problem. They bring the kids. Wife's coming. Husband's coming. Everybody's coming. No problem. If I start singing here for you right now, all of you guys be like fired up. If I talk about some self-improvement, you're like, oh, man, what's... Taking a notes. Yes or no? That's the problem. Isn't that the problem? That's the problem. People are totally okay to go watch somebody become a hero instead of they themselves becoming the hero. That's just basically what it is. You go to football games. How crazy is this that you got grown-up adults? These are grown-up human beings. And they're wearing another man's jersey with their last name on their back, and going to a football game, going to a basketball game, clapping. I just want you to imagine an alien comes over and looks down. Be like, what the heck is wrong with these guys? Instead of wearing their own last name behind their name, their shirt, they're wearing some football players. Tom Brady. Great. He's great. What does it have to do with you? You ain't great. Why are you wearing somebody else's name? Yeah? Why do you always have opinion about other people playing? And then when other people have opinion about what you're doing, you're all hurt. How many guys with me on this? Okay? Do we need a lot of work on this? Yes or no for our community? Yes. Yeah. Just the reality of it is we got a weak society. And I was one of them. Okay? But I learned through this art of self-improvement to not give my power away. That I can become better. I can become more loving. All of this stuff. So do we need self-improvement? Yes. You know, people, all day they go to psychiatrists. And everybody got a therapist. Right? They got to go talk to the therapist. Why? Why? Because they're just not feeling good. Can you listen to me? You know, I just broke up. My wife said this, right? But imagine if they were part of the environment that they grew, that they went to seminars together, that they grew together, that I understood that, hey, I need to become the best version of myself before I come complaining about you. Most people complain about the other person, but it's really them. I just want you to know this. In every relationship, 99% of the time, it's actually you. Not them, by the way. I'm talking both husband and wife if you're listening. Because you think the other person is supposed to make you happy. Okay? All of that stuff is a problem. What's the solution? Self-improvement. Where both husband and wife grow together. Where they bring their family. Where it becomes a tradition. Why is it that for us, when there's a big event time, we're so freaking excited? Why? Because that changes our life. You guys, people need this more than anything else. And I've been going a lot on this, but I just know how important this thing is. Okay? So, can anybody deny any of the stuff that we're talking about? No. Okay? No. Nobody can deny this. Did I talk about anything about our business? No. Nothing. I said, man, this is what it is. What do we educate people? This is what we educate people with. That's it. That's it. The platform we choose to use, that's our option. We just choose to use this platform. Okay? We do it in the money business. That's it. Okay? So,
CFO for a startup company.
Okay, so he's a corporate CFO. Now, a guy who's a corporate CFO, think about this for a second. Don't they got like a special attitude sometimes? That they think they know a lot? Yes or no? Okay? And I want you guys to, this is why self-improvement is so important. Knowledge, okay, it doesn't change his life. You have to understand, it's the will, the person that has a will, okay? Most people, their will is broken. You guys know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? So, anyway, I can go in there. We'll talk about that in a minute. So here's he is. He has that kind of background. He's like, I know this stuff. He comes to the business, and then there's a convention time, like what we have next week, and what happens, Saban? You go there, you bring Binu. Tell us from
So there. At that time I was just like getting into a job world and then getting into a LA life and everything. But I knew the finance was the way to go. That's why I studied the finance, right? And I was in WFG back in 2013, and somebody dragged me to the big event that was happening in Dallas. And they say, like, you shouldn't go alone. You should take someone. But the only person that I knew was my sister and Binu, right? So I dragged my sister knowing that she will drag Binu there. So I actually drove them. And Vegas, I always love to go there and have fun. And I was in the event. I listened to it. But just like how Cass is holding his monster right now, I was holding a 24-ounce throughout the event. So I didn't listen what they were saying it. And next thing I come is like, they just talk. They're just like, I don't know what they are doing it, right?
Well, let me tell you the real story, because I was there. He was gambling. That's what he's saying. Okay, he was drinking and he was gambling instead of really paying attention to the event. And next.
And then I left, and for 7 years, Binu was keep pushing me, calling me, pushing me, calling me, right? And I was keep ignoring her call. But during the COVID, I was like already at that time I was like working in a corporate CFO I had a couple of investment here in Texas and all this stuff. I was like said, I don't need any of these things. But I saw her every time I talk. I saw her like she's like a different person, and I felt it like I'm just growing the sideways, but I'm not growing. And I said like, what's exactly it is? And then she says like she is going to the event where this guy named John Ossoff coming in, right? And I'm like reading his book to change my life. And she's like, how the hell you are getting that guy? He charges so much money. And she's like, that's the secret. You got to come over there and bring your wife. I was like, my wife is a nurse. She's not going to listen anything that I say. So I'm just going to come, right? I flew there.
So can I stop you right there? Let me just, one important point that he just missed right there. He took this lady named Binu to the event. He went drinking and gambling. Binu actually attended the event, okay? Fast forward a few years, okay? Binu is making $500,000 a year, okay? Passive, multi-handed, system-driven income. He's stuck at his job, okay? Now, Binu calls him. How many get? What's the moral of that story? Let me stop there. Don't be Saban, okay? Don't be the guy that you brought on somebody into the business, but you chose not to go to the event, and that person ended up going to the event. Now that person is making $500,000, and now they're coming to you, and you're like, man, I should have gone. And why? You were just got stuck up in something so simple. Man, the airplane prices are this. Oh, this, or whatever the thing was. Oh, my boss said this. All of those kind of things. So that was the first moral of the story. Second moral story, go to it.
So, it was Phoenix, Arizona, 2001, January. I went there by myself. I didn't took Mamta, right? I actually bought a ticket for her because Binu was like so at me, like I couldn't say no to her. So I bought a ticket, but I didn't took her, right? And there's so many of us probably going to be thinking about doing that. So I went to the event, and that event literally changed the perspective and then the vision that I had about this business. And I was like, I need to get into this, right? And 2 months later, I quit my job. I was the only bread earner at the house, and I was so convicted with this business. I was like, I'm not doing this corporate shenanigans anymore. I'm coming in. And I went down. I still remember April 1, 2021, I went down. Mamta was cooking, and I said, like, babe, I quit the job. And she was like, I'm glad you quit that stupid insurance thing. She was like, no, I'm doing that full time. I quit my corporate job, right? And then we had a big old fight, almost like a little over 2 weeks. We didn't speak to each other. I had to sleep on the couch, and then things of that nature. And then I had to wait the entire almost a year to go to the next event. I was just struggling. And I told her we need to go. And she was like, I'm not going in your business. I'm a nurse. I got a lot of responsibility. I can't go. And I was like, no, we are not going to an event. We are just going to Phoenix for some fun stuff, right? And when we got into the plane and plane was about to taxi, I told her we going to the event. She stood up. She went there was a couple of seats in front of us. There was a few empty seats. She sat there. So she didn't even sat with me. And we flew. She was like, why do I have to come to your business? I don't get this. We had a big old fight throughout the stuff. And a first day in the morning when she sat, and then that was a game changer. That was a 3-day event. And then she walked in as why I need to come to your event. From that 3 day later, she came as how do we build our business, right? And I want to let Mamta speak a couple of things.
Before Mamta goes, let me just kind of say something on this, okay? Real quick, let's calm down here for a second. Listen to me for a second, okay? Here's the deal, okay? First of all, it's not about their spouse coming into our business. That's not the thing. But it is about having both of them having the same vision for their life, okay? So let me give you some news. You ready? If you're married, there's 2 conditions. You are going to fight, okay? Now it's just a matter if you're going to fight before or after, okay? If you don't bring your spouse. Let me tell you this. If you do not bring your spouse, you're going to fight. It's just the question is, are you going to fight before or are you going to fight after? So let me give you a thing. So if you decide not to bring your spouse, you're going to have a big fight after, okay? Or you could just have a little fight up front sometimes, not all the time, They might be supportive. And then everything's happily ever after. Okay, I'm just telling you this. But the fight's gonna happen. You just need to take the size of the fight. Okay? If it's in the front, it's just little, oh, I don't want to come. I totally understand. I'll get you some massage. Oh, wait, I'll get you a show. You just go with the kids by the pool. Maybe just come this section, right? You can easily solve it. Okay? It's just an inconvenience. But afterwards,
You have to sleep on the couch. We still
just
fight,
be
Cass.
honest with you. That's all I gotta say. So, Mamta,
We still fight, but now the fight is like, when we're gonna get our CEO done? When are we gonna promote our new SND? When are we gonna?
no,
get
that's
that?
not what I was talking about. The point I was talking about this, you guys. But I'm just talking about big events. There's either a small, sometimes again, there might be no fight, okay, and the person's you guys go together and grow together, you both are in growth, or there's a level of resistance up front, but then everything's good, or you don't want to have that resistance, you don't want to have that little thing because you don't like, they got their own thing going on, I don't want them to do this business. Neither we do want you guys to go after the same dream, and if you don't do it, there will be a bigger fight on the back end. I just got to be honest with you. Yes? Okay, that's all that was. Mamta, say 30 seconds something and we're moving on.
Thank you, Cass. Thank you, everybody. My name is Mamta. I'm from Texas, San Antonio. When I went to the big event, I saw the importance of building a business and the vision together. And this is so important that if you go to the event, then you realize what someone wants to tell me, like what is really important. Sometimes we really have to listen our spouse, also what Cass said, little fight before or after, And then when I come back from the event, I saw all the vision, then I decide to quit my job and then come back in our business to build together. That's all I want to say.
By the way, and there's so many different examples that, again, your spouse doesn't need to do the business, okay? But they do need to have the same vision for their life. So this is about self-improvement. You guys understand what I'm saying? It's about creating a vision for your life, okay? And having all the skill set that you require to be able to go get it. Make sense? And guess how many times you go to these events until the goals come true? I remember talking to someone, they're like, I already went to one event. I said, no kidding. I also ate yesterday. So what? I also took a shower yesterday. Just because you took a shower yesterday, does that mean you don't take a shower today? How many of you guys understand what I'm saying? So if you actually went to one event, but you still haven't got the result, what do? Let me ask you a question. If you went to the gym for a month, but you didn't get the result that you want, what do? It's like, I'm stopped going to the gym. Or you're going to go to the gym again. You're going to go again. What do you call that person that says, no, I already went to the gym 1 month and, I'm done. Right now, I just want to focus on the business. What does that mean? The business is self-improvement. If you go to a class, you go to college, you take a class, and you learn something, and you come back and you apply it and you fail, what do? You go learn again, yes? It just means you did not learn enough. That's all that means. It's not like, you don't go to... So this is why I realized that it's so hard for people to win. Because majority of people, they're very smart, but they don't have common sense. To me, common sense was, if I went something, and I learned something and I applied it, and I still haven't been able to work it for me, but it's been working for thousands of people, guess what's the problem? Me not learning, so I got to go there. You understand what I'm saying? So, I could do a class on this, but anyway. So, let me bring in one more person right here, and Val, so now watch this. By the way, the reason why I want you to see this is not related to our business. This relates to any business. So, Val, what was your, so what did you do before, not the business, but like go back early on, what did you do?
So I was a bartender for 20 years, and once I had my daughter, she was 3 years old, and I was tired of...
Hold on, let's stay right there. She was a bartender, okay? Are bartenders like these great entrepreneurs that are like, I'm going to go crush it in business? Yes or no? No. Can we all agree so far? Okay. Then she has a daughter. Slow it down. Then she goes start a business, which then does not become successful until. So tell that story.
Yeah. So once I had my daughter, I knew I had to figure out a way to be home with her, and there's no other way because I only knew how to trade my time for money. So one day, my cousin, she introduced me to personal development. And she said, you know, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I was like, no way. I'm a bottle service girl. I make $5,000 a weekend. I have to find a nanny. So in my head, it was opportunity cost. It was going to cost me $10,000.
So Val, what was it? What? So hold on. So what was the first self-improvement event you said you went to?
My first self-development event I went to was 2013, Tony Robbins. It was Unleash the Power Within.
Okay, so stay right there, okay? So far, you see, does this have anything to do with our business? No. She's a bartender. She's going to start a bartending business after what? Going to a Tony Robbins self-improvement event. And then she becomes, you know what? I'm going to become really good. And then she learns, by the way, she built a great business. She learns how to create multi-handed, system-driven business in the bartending business. Okay? And then what did you guys end up making in the bartending business?
So I scaled it to over 7 figures and then cash flow over $500,000 for 10 years until COVID hit.
You ever got this? You got how many people, you understand how big of a deal self-improvement is? This is the part I want you to get. Where your bartending business makes over 7 figure and you profit $500,000. So what was the key? The self-improvement.
Yeah,
how many guys get? You see, it has nothing to do with our business. It's not like, oh man, they just want us to go to events.
Yeah, it was definitely the self-improvement because I'm not intelligent at all. And I couldn't figure out how come I made so much money? I would make $3,000, $5,000 a weekend and I had no money because I had the wrong mindset and my circle was my circle was my cat. I didn't have people around me that thought the way you did. And so when I got into better rooms, the ceiling lifted. And that's why I love personal development. I still spend tens of thousands of dollars on myself. I spend so much money on myself. When you say people get rejected, I never feel rejected. I feel like I reject people. Like sometimes you have to tell me, Val, calm down. Take it down a notch. Like what is there to reject? Do you want more money or more time with your friend? Or do you want to travel the world or meet the best people? Do you want to have the best coach, taste the best food, wake up on an island? Like I'm a single mom.
She just fires up. So hey, and then so guess what? She ends up getting invited to one of our events. Okay? And then she's like, why is this so cheap? Right? Or no?
Oh yeah. I thought it was my girlfriend from church, she was inviting me for 2 years, but I thought it was really weird. We're Bible study friends. Now she wants to hang out with me and my daughter. I was like, what do you want? Like, whatever you're selling, I'll buy it because you're my friend, you know? 1 year she was selling skincare, and then she said the magic words. It was a Tuesday night, and you had an event Friday in Arizona. She said, I know you love self-improvement. I said, give me 10 tickets. I didn't even ask the price. I said, what's your Venmo? I'll send it to you. She goes, no, you have to buy that. You have to buy the tickets online. You can't just send me cash. I'm like, I'm a bartender. Do you want the money or not? You know? So I sent her $1,000, and she was like, oh, that's a couple tickets. How many people do you want to invite? I was like, oh, how much are your tickets? You know? So it was a few $100s, and I was blown away. She told me that the speakers that were there, and it was the exact same speakers that I just paid $10,000 for in Tony Robbins Business Mastery. You had Tyler McBroom. You also had Brian the Augusto. He was like a health coach, Tony Robbins like health coach and vitality coach. And then you had Ed Milet. It was like the best event. John Gordon, Erwin McManus. I mean, I'm used to paying $10,000, and I sat next to Ed, and it was the craziest thing. He looked at me. He said, 2 Asian girls just tried to break into my room. I'm like, it's not me. It's definitely not me. But that event changed my life. This is the best money I have ever spent. And I know it sounds sometimes like if Cash is telling you to go, or if I'm telling you to go, we don't have to convince you. Like Cash he's been financially free, but I know what it's done for my life. And I know how miserable and how sad I was. And I knew I wanted to find a way out. I was praying my entire life for this organization. I wanted a way to not serve an addiction. I wanted a way to not only help my family and other families. And in my bar business, everybody was stealing from me. It just didn't make any sense. You know, I was charging $1,000 an hour and paying them $25. And I come here and we're like, please steal from us. Like, please steal our idea.
Anyway, was that awesome or what? So just learning, this is the power of self-improvement and what we do, because some of you guys, a lot of you guys never done any self-improvement, right? So that's why it's such a big deal for you when you're taking a weekend off and you're going someplace. Versus for people who are in that world, people who live on those houses that are $10 million, that's part of their lifestyle. And they don't do it now because they have to. They did it early on so they can have that life. You understand what I'm saying? Wanting the life without the self-improvement is like wanting to become doctor and not wanting to go to school. It's just absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna show you one more story, and then less than a year. Yes or no? How many guys be like, if you made $29,000, you'd be in a month, you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. And here they are, made $29,000 last month, and they haven't been licensed even a year yet. Okay. So what's interesting about this story is the events that they start going to and the effect that it had. So the first event you guys went to, tell us the quick story. You went to the first one. What happened on the second one and third one, and how everything started happening? Can you give us that short version of that?
Yeah, sure. So we went to Boston event. We went together. We saw the vision. We came back. We make $10,000 in the first half month, and then on the next one, my husband Rajesh, he couldn't go because of his work commitment. So I went all myself, and we were not aligning. And
so hold on. Don't see. There's the moral of the story. Don't let your single-handed commitment, okay, stop you from your multiple seven-figure, multi-handed dream. Okay. You know why change is so hard? Because whatever it is that the person wants is the same exact thing always stopping them from getting it. Usually, if the person wants to have time freedom, guess what's the reason they cannot go to self-improvement events? Time. They don't have the time. Well, that's why you gotta go. You know what's the main reason people, like, if they want money, okay? Guess what's the thing that stopped them from going to self-improvement events? The money. How many guys understand what I'm saying? So the exact things that stops the person is the exact thing why they need it. Okay, so anyway, so you go to the second event, he doesn't come, what happens?
So we left, we were not aligning, we were not on the same page. He was giving me a hard time. Then we went to another one together. Then everything changed. We went together, we saw a bigger vision. We got more clarity and everything changed. And it's like in big event, you don't know who you connect with, right? So he connect with Henry. Thank you, Henry, so much for inspiring Rajesh. So he got inspired by Henry, and then everything changed. You can talk about it. What happened?
I came back. I was like, my work was stopping me from going broad, going bigger. So I decided to quit my job. So 20 days after the event, I just left my job. I did not have financial security, but what I knew was I had this belief in me. I can do this. And I know before that event, I even told Kalpana when I missed the San Antonio event, I told her, you have to choose either business or me, because the way you were keeping talking about business, like I don't want this. But after that event, when we got together, when our vision was aligned, I had like, okay, this is it. I have to do this. And after that, when we both got on board, when we had the same vision, now it was about taking our team to the event. So New Jersey event came. We had almost 26 people to our event, 26 of our teammates. And it just literally changed everything. It changed everything for us. Our legacy, our whole life just went upside down. We're doing more than like 60, 70 appointments in a week.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Is that pretty good right here? Yes or no? So, and the crazy part I want you guys to look at, okay, and there's a reason I wanted to do this. If you look at us right now on the call, what do we all have in common? If you look at people, okay, because this is the crazy part. When you see everybody on this call right now, they're all immigrants. How many of you guys see that? Everybody's an immigrant. They got accents, right? Some of you guys didn't understand some of the things they said, okay? And you're like, oh, what was that one word? Yeah, that's the point. Okay? Because self-improvement doesn't really matter what your background is, doesn't matter what you do. Look, you guys, especially I'm talking to you now, if you were born here, don't take this for granted. Don't take this opportunity or living in this country granted. Stop wearing another man's shirt, okay? Let us help you where your family starts wearing your own jersey, okay? I don't wear anybody's jersey anymore. When I started learning about this, I was like, man, I used to, but not anymore. I don't care who they are, okay? So anyway, so now you can stop.